Genesis chapter number 12, verses number 2 to 3. Somebody say, the way of the blessing. Now the Lord had said unto Abraham, get thee out of thy country and from thy kindred and from thy father's house into a land that I will show you. And I will make thee great nation, and I'll bless thee and make thee great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse those who curse you, and in you all the families, including you, somebody say including me, of the earth shall be blessed. Proverbs 10 verse 22. The blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. The way of the blessing. One of the most powerful forces on earth is the force of the blessing. It is heavier than any force on earth. In Genesis 1 verse 26 and 7 to 8, he says he created them and blessed them. He said, be ye fruitful. In other words, you carry the DNA of fruitfulness regardless of what is going on around your life. There is in you a system that is ordained to make you rich, to make you prosperous. There is a system, the blessing of the Lord. You need to understand what it takes, the dimensions, the requirements, the conditions. Why? Because there is a way of the blessing. When you master the way, you begin to manifest the blessing that is in you. He made his ways known unto Moses and his deeds to the children of Israel. Isaiah 48 verse 17. I am the Lord thy Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, who teaches thee how to profit and leadeth thee by the way you should go. There is a way of profiting. When you find the way of profiting, you have found the blessing. Remember, you are not blessed now. You were blessed before the foundation of the earth. But the difference is in knowing what it takes to manifest the blessing. The value that you put on obeying the laws that govern the manifestation of the blessing is what determines how far you go. Galatians 3:13-14 says, Christ has redeemed us from the curse of the law. He said, being made a curse for us. For it is written, cursed is he that hangeth on the tree, that the blessing of Abraham may be upon us the Gentiles. The problem is not every child of God is walking in the blessing. That is where the challenge is. God is a God of order. Genesis 1:28. God created man with a decree to be blessed. Genesis 1:28. God established conditions, listen, for the activation of the blessing. That's what I'm talking about. You can have the blessing in you, but you need the conditions that activate what you carry. Even those people that have given birth to beautiful babies, their wives were taught to push. Without pushing, you are not ready. It ends there. No, me, I don't want to push. That's your issue. But if you want to receive this blessing called a baby, there is a pushing that is involved. The process is painful for the manifestation of what you are carrying. So every blessing that to manifest in your life will require the activation of the blessing, of the conditions that are attached to it. Many are unable to access the blessing of God because they are unable to subscribe to the conditions of the blessing. Deuteronomy 28 verse 1 and 2. If you shall hearken to the voice of the Lord your God, to observe and to do these things that I command you this day, there is an attached condition for the manifestation of every blessing. No one is cursed, but we are not ready to manifest the blessings of God upon our life. Please, the way of the blessing. So what are some of these ways that are required for the activation of the blessing? Number one, please write, the way of divine guidance. The way of divine guidance is a way of divine abundance. When you are guided by God, you can never be dry. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. Lack of being led by God is the reason many Christians are dry and empty, filled with the Holy Ghost, but we are moving like wind. You must be governed. You must be guided by God. I am the Lord your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel, who did teach thee how to profit and leadeth thee by the way. There is a way that leads to profiting. There is a way that leads to increase. The way of the Lord is the way you must find. If you want to enjoy the blessings of God here on earth, please subscribe to the voice of the Holy Ghost. Divine guidance is what is needed for the blessing of God to manifest. Divine guidance leads you in the way of profiting. Don't make a move until he tells you to move. Don't invest in a business until you consult with him. There is a need to hear the voice of God. Just because money is available does not mean you should start building a church. He must build the church. I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. You are not ready to be led by God. You are not ready for the manifestation of the blessing. The problem with Christians is that we are not consulting God. Just because it looks nice does not mean it is yours. Ask God, Lord, am I permitted to marry this man? Am I permitted to marry this woman? Am I permitted to start this business? Hear from the Lord. I will hear what he will say unto me, for he shall speak peace unto me. Sometimes we lead ourselves and start blaming God. The question is, where you are, did God tell you to do what you are doing? Is God partner in what you are doing? Is God a shareholder in your life?